Hey parents, welcome to today's episode. Seth and I talk about a little phenomenon where when we start to step back from rescuing or micromanaging, right, helicoptering, there is this feeling of like we're doing it wrong, right? There's a feeling of like, I guess I'm not parenting anymore, or I guess I don't care. And we talk all about the nuance of that. Thanks for joining. Hey parents, so glad you're here today. Thanks for coming. Hi, Seth.
Hi, how are you today, Beth?
I'm all right. How are you?
I'm a little under the weather, but
Yeah.
I'm getting done what needs to get done, and I'm also reprioritizing what maybe doesn't need to get done.
Oh, do we need a whole podcast on that?
Yeah, I think we do.
I think we do. Even though we just talked about what we were going to say
Right,
instead.
right,
We'll put that on the books. We'll put that on the
right,
list of things to chat about.
right.
If anybody actually has something they'd like us to cover, I'm just going to go
Oh,
ahead and randomly invite you to email us.
yeah, please.
Yeah, Seth or I. Me, Seth or me. Me or Seth. Uh-oh. Grammar. Uh-oh. I think it's me or Seth. To give us some topics. Anyway, you can even tell us
I would
what.
love that. I think it would be Beth or I. So Seth or I. But I don't know. English was never my strong suit.
Dang. Okay. Well, I can't wait to have people have comments about that.
Yeah, right.
Okay. What we're going to talk about is lately I've been running into, well, I've ran into this for quite a while. I experienced this as well, of course, is that when I started to do parenting differently, meaning
Mhm.
I think the way I typically parented for a while there, for a good long while, and it worked for some children of mine.
Yeah.
Not hardly any thoughtfulness, not thinking ahead, not any mindfulness. It was just, hey, it was just reactive parenting.
Okay.
I was pretty micromanaging. I paid attention to a lot of their stuff. They would get, they meaning like my older boys would get kind of
Mhm.
fed up with me, like just stop nagging me.
Mhm.
And I'm like, I'm not nagging you, like I'm supposed to pay attention to this. And it just was not thought out at all. Okay. And that didn't work for the kid who went to wilderness
Mhm.
at all in any way.
Mhm.
And neither I think does it work for many, if not all of my clients who have the neurodivergent
Mhm.
kiddos, right? Those
Mhm.
brains. And depending where, there's a lot of neurodivergent brains out there, then they need different things. But what I'm
Yes.
noticing is that when parents start to pull back from nagging, from
Mhm.
micromanaging, from
Mhm.
helicoptering, from literally like rescuing every single moment,
Mhm.
like any of those things, we as parents start to feel like we're doing nothing. It feels like we're not parenting at all.
Oh,
And then,
sure.
and I hear from clients, they say things like, well, what am I just supposed to let them do whatever they want? Oh, am I just supposed to let them actually fail? Like that's like the word on the street. You're just supposed to let them fail. And then
Right.
and then parents are like, wait, you're serious? I'm supposed to actually let them fail? Like I'm not okay with
Mhm.
that. Right. What about
Mhm.
values? What about all these things? So it's
Mhm.
really, I'm trying to think what else that we say or I hear. It's just like, aren't I supposed to be managing that? Whatever that is, like uh getting them to school on time or making sure they eat healthy
Right.
or getting their homework done, or for young adults it's like shouldn't I like make them get a job? Like I hear
Mhm.
things like that all the time. And it's
Mhm.
very confusing and it's very frustrating
Sure.
to when you go through like the letting go process that we've talked about a number of times,
Yeah.
the feelings that come in. It's not relief like, "Oh, phew, I let that go. Huh, thank goodness." It's not
Oh,
like that.
no. Yeah. Right.
It's like, "Oh, I'm doing it wrong. I'm not
Mhm.
a good mom anymore. We must not care. They're getting away
Mhm.
with everything." Oh, it's so confusing. So,
Right. Right.
yes, yes.
And you also might even hear like, Do you not care anymore?
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
Right?
okay, yes, we hear that, but I also when parents start to back off, even if they've just kind of maybe just started to,
Mhm,
like, really control what only they have control of,
mhm.
the kids I hear that the kids are still saying, like, "Just get off my back, get out of my business," and the parents are like, "How much more could I get off your back?" I hear
Right.
that, which is the opposite of what you said, but I hear both,
Sure.
which is really fascinating,
Well, it's
right?
it's it's a change, it's a shift. So there's gonna be a lot that's unfamiliar. The unfamiliar tends to be uncomfortable. It
Yeah.
tends to feel like, to be honest with you, almost unnatural when you're shifting sometimes. I mean, seriously,
I
like,
love that, yes. It
because
does.
it's like, oh my gosh, how is this supposed to, this just doesn't feel even remotely correct.
Yeah, yeah. Let's talk about that for a minute. I love that you use the word unnatural. I
Hmm.
I think that was spot on. You're
Hmm.
not even a parent, Seth, way to go. You must talk to parents a lot.
I also care for a lot of, or help mentor a lot of young adults and teens, and
You sure do.
yeah,
Yeah.
there's
So
a lot
that's
of
why I love your
there's
insight so much.
okay.
No, go ahead. Tell me what we're gonna say.
No,
There's a lot of
no,
what?
nope, nope.
Okay, you're gonna get to that. Okay. There's a lot of let's say perspectives
Hmm.
that maybe don't align. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Right. So, okay, so help us understand, like, from a young adult's perspective, or even a teen perspective. Give us some insight when the parents are feeling like that sense of I'm not even parenting you anymore kind of a thing.
I mean, I see it take hold in a couple of different ways. Like sometimes when an individual has had extensive higher level of care and treatment, and all of a sudden it's like, you're okay. You told us that this isn't helpful anymore. So we're gonna back off.
Oh,
This is your life now. And granted, this is more for like a young adult than a teen,
right.
right? But watching, one of two things happen. Sometimes I see individuals go into like freeze because they're like,
Oh, because they've been micromanaged so much,
yeah, or
or
like
scaffolding.
or they're like, oh my goodness, is my safety net gone? Right? Like
Oh,
for parents who have continually rescued
right.
out of situations, all of a sudden it's like, oh, this is serious now. So now I'm a little bit frozen. Like I'm a little bit scared, or a lot of bit scared, and there isn't really an admittance to that. Other times I see people really kind of take the reins and run. And they're like, finally, yes, like let me show you that I am okay, and that a lot of what you have been worried about, you don't need to worry about anymore. Like it's almost
Mm.
like, you give me the chance to prove myself, I'm going to go out and do it.
Oh, that's so encouraging. Great.
Now, that's not always the case, right?
Right.
For some people, there's also, the third is this like, yeah, I'm free. Let's go buck wild. And, like I'm not worried about the consequences. And then all of a sudden the
Yeah.
consequences come. And if the parents hold true to their boundaries, all of a sudden they're like, oh, so this is what you were talking about when you're saying like I'm gonna have to deal with this if things don't go well. But
Right. Or the natural consequences.
amazingly enough, it's really kind of remarkable to see how people take accountability when they are held accountable,
Mm,
I guess, for
right.
themselves and their actions. And it's not always pleasant. And sometimes there are really hard lessons that are learned. But having seen and witnessed, sometimes like those hard lessons have been the biggest transformative
Right.
periods for somebody.
Yeah. Totally right.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so true. Yeah, like the day I realized that I wasn't the one who broke the entering. or
Mm,
broken it, right? That day, I know I've said that before in my
sure.
podcast and also my boundaries masterclass. It's like, and I did not simulate that in any way, right? That was just his
Right.
choice. I didn't call the cops on him, which I think is a lot
Right.
sometimes like, should I call? Should I not? I'm like, I had
Right.
nothing to do with it. It was out of my hands.
Yeah.
But that was, turns out, a huge, because I
Right.
couldn't do anything because he was 18.
Hmm.
No, the court wouldn't talk to me. The lawyer wouldn't talk to me, like
Right.
nothing.
Right.
Um, I felt very hands off and it
Mm,
concerned me, but
right.
I actually did feel some relief because I did the work of realizing, oh, this isn't mine. And I
Right.
think that's what set
Sure.
us up for some success because I gave it over to him freely because I recognized it wasn't mine at all. So there
Hmm.
is that. But I think it gets
Hmm.
really confusing when we don't actually let it go, but we pretend that we let it go.
Right.
And then we're acting as if we let it go. Let's say we're holding boundaries, but our whole like emotional system is like on fire watching
Oh,
the train
sure.
wreck, which is hard not
Absolutely.
to do. It is hard not to do. But
Absolutely. And I also sometimes see like I think there's also a really big difference to like continuing to be there for somebody emotionally
yes. Hmm.
and also have your boundaries at the same time. And
That's
that's
ideal.
and that's incredibly difficult to do because a lot of times what I see is like teens and young adults will make those two go hand in hand. So they'll almost hold hostage the emotional connection
Yes.
to get what they want.
Absolutely. All the time.
Right? Yeah.
All
Yeah.
the time.
Yeah. And that's a lot of times I have to, and a lot of the work that I do is like let somebody know, like, hey, you're making this an all or nothing, and that's really not the case. That what they're actually telling you is that they're there for you emotionally and they want to be supportive, but at the same time, this is yours. This is on you. Um,
Great. So you're able to help kind of separate for them. Like
yeah,
they're not
separate.
rescuing you, but they're actually there for you.
Right,
They're present.
right.
Oh, see,
Yeah,
that's helpful. That is helpful.
yeah.
Yeah, that's go ahead.
Well, it's just like for a caretaker, for a parent, for a guardian, it's really, really hard when somebody is holding their emotional connection hostage to either get what they want or to try to control or to try to manipulate, or
Manipulate.
it's this all or nothing thing. And I think that's a really big struggle because
So hard.
for like there's this desire for emotional connection, but now you're telling me, well, you'll only give that to me if I rescue you, but you've told me you don't want me to rescue you, or you've told me you are helicoptering too much. So it's like it's kind of like, how do you hold this boundary or this line in regards to like not having it be a catch 22?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I love that. I think it's really a good question.
Hmm.
And I'm going to try to answer that, I guess, is that you've got to take your emotions back. You've got to
Right.
remind yourself that you're actually in charge of how you feel and how you
Yeah.
think. And it's not up to your kid to make you happy. And it's not up to your kid to have a job in order for you to be happy and
Hmm.
or get even pass
Hmm.
school for you to be
Right.
happy.
Right.
You got to take your emotions back. And
Yeah.
that's very hard to do. It is doable though. It really truly is. And it's one of the key ingredients, I
Hmm.
think, to having a respectful and helpful and like forward moving relationship.
Right.
So there's that.
Right.
And that actually is great because that I feel like really connects to a parent feeling. If they're in the letting go process
Hmm.
or the I'm not going to micromanage anymore. I'm not going to be a helicopter anymore. I'm going
Yeah.
to step away from rescuing. One
Yeah.
key, right, is don't go black and white. Don't just like
Yeah.
have a bunch of scaffolding and then drop it completely because that is the tendency. Don't do that.
Mm. Well,
Learn
I
how
can
to
I
take
can I interject real
yes.
quick?
Yeah.
Because I see this a lot, and I just want to give it like a fair warning.
Yeah.
A boundary or the scaffolding without follow through just becomes a threat.
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
And that's
Yes.
and that's how it's seen, that's how it's perceived, and then it leads to a disbelief in regards to, well, like, are you just going to continue
It
to?
breaks trust.
Yeah, yeah.
Absolutely.
So I
That
just I
is,
just I just want to throw that out there real quick.
yeah, that is well worth repeating. Yep, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you're going to have a boundary and you're going to say something, please
Make
make
sure that you'll
sure
follow through.
you can
And
follow
if you're
through.
not willing to follow through, be honest about that. Like
Yep.
upfront, right? Like
Yep.
that's okay.
Exactly. That's one of the things that I do tell my clients right away. It's like, if this is not going to work for you, you need to know. You
Yeah.
need to really dive in and you need to think
Right.
about it. And if you can't hold it, I don't care how good it sounds, it's not worth it.
Nope.
Right. Yep.
Nope.
Absolutely. That's gold right there
Yeah.
for sure. So
Yeah.
thanks for that.
Sure.
What a great reminder. I think what ends up showing up with the parents who are in that letting go process is, it's like you mentioned, like, it's unnatural
Right.
in our society these days to let our children have that much freedom.
Yeah.
I think it's just not
Right.
being taught, right? We're so much,
Right.
as us as a society, is
Oh,
so much more
yeah.
rescuing, right? Like,
Yeah.
I have parents
Yeah.
every day who say, "Well, I can't give up Life 360." And look, I don't
Right.
I think it's a great idea to give it up, but I don't push it. But
Right. Right.
and everybody knows, well, my parents didn't have it on me and I somehow survived, like they'll say that, but then
Mhm.
they can't give it up. And I know
Right.
parents who have, I mean, we're talking about like parents who are addicted. I use that word, addicted to Life
Yeah.
360, and it was
Sure.
causing them panic attacks and
Right.
all these rescuing behaviors because they couldn't control everything. Well, that really wasn't in
Right.
their control anyway.
Right.
And so that's the norm, right? Is, oh yeah, you've got to make sure
You
your kids are
know
getting this
where your
grades. You've
kids
got to know where
are.
your kids are.
Right.
You've got to be managing when
24
I pick it
hours a
up.
day.
Yes. Yes.
Right.
So you use this word unnatural, and I'm like, that's what it's
Mhm.
happening in our society. And then you've got,
Right.
neighbor mom down the road saying,
Yeah.
well, you should just make them get up,
Mm.
and you're over here going, I'm going to pull my hair out. You know what I mean? Like,
Or Aunt Judy's
auntie.
saying,
Yeah.
like, you know,
Well, why?
I saw your kids post on social media, they need to be in a higher level of care,
Yeah.
right?
And mom and
Like,
dad's like grandparents, right?
yeah.
Well, this is just destroying you. You should really do something. Like,
Mhm.
oh my God, stop it. So that's really
Mhm.
tough. I got a couple of those. That's real tricky.
Mhm.
But the idea is that this letting go, right? This letting them really be in charge of what they are in charge of, truly,
Right.
feels
Right.
like shit
Yeah.
inside of the parents. And it
Right.
feels like we're not doing it right. And it feels like we're not parenting. And it
Mm.
feels like we're just letting them, do whatever they want. It's like, well, aren't I
Right.
parenting at all? I just think it's fascinating where we find ourselves in this real conundrum, because
Mm.
we don't want the neighbor lady or the auntie or
No.
whatever,
Right.
judging our parenting. We could just say thanks, but no thanks to that, which is
Yeah.
harder said than done. But what I want to offer is that this phenomenon, I guess, that's happening because our society is where it's at, is frankly, parents, and I say this with all my heart,
Mhm.
you are left feeling sometimes pretty awful. You feel
Yeah.
like a bad parent.
Sure.
That's what's happening.
Right.
And then you go to, well, I'm not going to let them on the street. It's like, whoa. How did we get from grades to now they're going to be on the street? Right? Our
Right.
brains are jumping to that black and white, like, well,
Right.
and I know many people say that. Well, my only option is, I'm going to have to either kick them out
Mm.
or I'm going to have to make them go get a job.
Mhm.
And I think, well, there's let's hope there are some gray areas between those, right?
Mhm.
And so
Yeah.
it's just so hard. That's mostly what I'm saying. It's real tricky.
Well, it is real tricky because when you watch somebody, a term that's frequently used right now is like fail forward. You're watching
Yeah.
them like
Right.
potentially like not have success, feeling discomfort, uh navigating, what is healthy friendships or,
Oh,
maybe
friends.
not, right? Like it feels when you can in many ways it can feel like, hey, I'm sitting on the side of this riverbank. I have this life jacket, this life preserver for you. Do you want it? Like, it looks like you need it. Like, do you want it? I'm really happy to give it to you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't want it. Okay, cool. So you're gonna keep on going down there where the water's getting faster. Cool. Well, I'm still here. Like, I've got it.
Oh
Like, let me
gosh.
know. Let me know when you want this. Right.
Right?
And you're
That's
sitting there
great.
holding this life preserver, being like, I have an answer. I have an answer. But here's the thing. You also have how many more years? You also have had how many more experiences? You've lived through these experiences, which
Because
has
you got to
given you,
experience them.
because you got to experience them,
That's why
which
you
has
know.
given you these answers. And so, maybe an individual just needs to figure some things out.
Yeah.
And you might sit there and be like, oh, that's a, that's the conclusion that you came to. Fascinating. But it's it it's
They've
their
got to build their own
discovery.
life vest.
Yeah, it's their discovery process, and they have to figure out that building a life raft out of bricks might not work.
These are good analogies. I like them. I really relate anything with water. I relate to. So,
But you're sitting there going, are you serious? You're
are you
what?
serious? Yep.
What are you? What? Okay, you know,
Yeah.
but oh my goodness. So
But
it
that's how
feels
you
like,
adult. That's how you help an adult.
right, right. And isn't that ultimately the goal, is to have somebody who feels comfortable to live autonomously and can learn how to advocate for themselves.
Yeah.
And by having experience, you learn what does and does not work for you.
Yeah.
But it can feel like, well, I'm not parenting at all, or
Yeah.
I'm being neglectful,
Yeah.
or, all of those things.
Yeah. Really does. It's just interesting. I just kind of had this thought when you're talking about like a parent, wanting to like, I've got the answers for you. Like, I know how to get up in the morning now. Like, I know how to actually get
Right.
a math assignment done. I know whatever. And it's
Hmm.
interesting because I think parents really it's, it's so hard because it's like we think our job is to teach,
Hmm.
and it is sort of,
Hmm.
but I feel like, I don't know. I feel like I stopped teaching years ago. I'm like, I have the
Right.
answers for me.
Well,
Some work
that's
and
the key, right? And
right.
that's
Some
really
worked and some
important too.
didn't.
Right.
Like, but now I feel like, and that's what a lot I hear from a lot of parents too, is like, well, I really want to teach them, how to finish a project. And I really want to teach them how to take
Mm-hmm.
care of a car. And it's like, great. But
Mm-hmm.
you taking care of the car actually isn't teaching them anything, or you doing the
Mm-hmm.
assignment, or you managing, right? Like, that's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what's so hard, is it really isn't necessarily teaching. It's just more like crossing your fingers at the side of the banks of the river, holding the
Mm-hmm.
life vest. And sometimes they call out,
Well,
you know,
right, right. And just to keep with the river water analogy, if you put somebody else in your boat and you take them down river, that doesn't translate to them having the skills
oh, good Lord, it does not.
to be at the helm and to go down that river.
I love that because I have been a passenger and a guide, and it is not the same.
No, it's not.
It's like, whoa, why are the oars moving on their own?
Yeah, right, right.
Sorry. Seth is speaking my language, everybody. So
Clearly,
clearly,
I tapped into something today.
Seth and I share a passion for the outdoors. So
We do, we
there's
do.
that. It's good.
Yeah, yeah.
But anyway, now we're going to ask everybody to go ahead and rent a raft.
No, no, we're
Just kidding.
not.
Just
That
kidding.
that goes no,
Don't do
no.
that unless you have an actual person who knows what they're doing on the river. But anyway,
And somebody
it really,
who's swiftwater rescue certified.
thank you. Yes, of course. Of course. But
Yeah.
it is a good analogy if you know what we're talking about, because it does not
Yes.
translate. And there's a whole bunch of other
Well,
analogies. Like,
yeah.
I could watch basketball. That doesn't mean I know how to play it. And I
I
don't
can be
actually.
a passenger in a car. Doesn't mean I know how to drive it.
Right. So they really do have to do their own work. And in the
Right.
meantime, we're left feeling like we're not doing anything. So
Yeah.
that is ours. We're kind of wrapping up here. That's ours to figure out, parents. That's it.
Right.
If you have feelings like, oh man, I'm not doing enough. Oh man, I should step in.
Mm,
Just really, I'm just going to suggest to really choose to stay with those feelings,
mm,
choose to see them, choose to be with them.
mhm,
And sometimes you just have to choose to feel that unnatural. It really is an unnatural feeling like I'm doing it wrong. And you
mhm,
just want to to see,
mhm.
wait to see that pause that I talk about a zillion
Right.
times a day.
Right.
Just wait, observe, and then figure out like where could I step in the least if I feel like I have to
Mhm,
step in? What's the least thing I could do? Where's the empowerment here?
mm.
Instead of the, okay, fine, I'll just do it this time, but next time, like, none of that.
Right.
So it's really tricky, but
And
so worth it.
can I also just be an emotional support? Can I be an
Yep.
ear? Can I either be a soundboard or, whatever it may
Or say, I'm
be?
so sorry that did not work out for you. And that really
Yeah.
sucks. And
Right.
I don't want to, I am here and agreeing that was not good. I'm so sorry.
Mhm.
Right. Showing up emotionally, being present, being available,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
not fixing it.
Right.
And then sitting with the emotions that come.
Yeah.
That's it. Oh, anyway, thanks everybody for being here today. Any last words, Seth?
No. No last well, I guess that's the last word.
Yeah. All right. You guys take care. Thanks, everybody. Bye bye.
Bye.